talented, and multitasks is that her commitment to international diplomacy is without comparison. Her understanding of engagement of nations around the world is one that we admire. Her commitment to human rights and dignity and respect, and the ability to have knowledge about many countries. And I hope as she comes, she knows that we in the Pakistan caucus want to see increased and better engagement between the United States and Pakistan. We think we are ready for it. We are standing here to support it, and we're delighted to have you, Madam Speaker. Thank you so very much for your presence here today.
Thank you, Sheila. I thank Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee and Congressman Jim Banks, the co-chairs of the Pakistan, and Mr. Swazi, the co-chairs of the Pakistan caucus here in the Congress. Also, our distinguished chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Mr. Engel, who's on the floor with legislation, and the ranking member, Mr. McCall, I know, and being represented by Brad Sherman, and many other members whom the Congresswoman said will be acknowledged. I don't want to miss any, but I do have to acknowledge that our distinguished former colleague in the House, now Senator Chris Van Hollen, of course, was born in Pakistan, so that's a close connection for all of us. Mr. Prime Minister, I want to talk to you just for a moment about my introduction to Pakistan. I was a freshman in college many years ago in Washington, D.C., and I was in the library, and a young woman dressed in a sari, freshman member as well, came up to me and said, I want you to read the books in this library on Jinnah. Is that so? I want to be sure, that's part of my mission here, is to make sure that you, especially my interest in politics and the rest. And she happened to be the daughter of the ambassador. Naila Ahmed was her name. Her father was the ambassador. This is a long time ago, before you were born even, probably. But in any event, then I did, and I learned about the greatness of the statesman Jinnah. That was the introduction, because it was a relatively new country at that time. But a country that is important to the United States, and our relationship between our two countries is an important one, for issues that relate to fighting terrorism, for global peace, about money, fighting money laundering, and all different other kinds of subjects. And we will have a chance to chat about that later. But I do want to thank Pakistan for the beautiful gift that they have given America, with so many Pakistani Americans, especially. And I know that every member of Congress understands that, because of the many Pakistani doctors that we all have. Any Pakistani doctors in the house? In any event, it's an honor to welcome you to the Capitol, which I'll do in front of the press in a little while. Welcome you, Mr. Prime Minister, to the Capitol. We're glad you had what seems like a good conversation with the President yesterday. I'm interested to learn more about any progress that is made there, and salute you for the role that Pakistan is playing in bringing peace in South Asia, especially in terms of what's happening in Afghanistan, your close neighbor. So again, I join my colleagues in thanking you for coming. You honor us with your visit. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and thank you for your kind hospitality. We're in a room controlled by the Speaker, and we are delighted of her generosity. Let me be very brief as I yield to my colleagues and introduce those who will present, and then acknowledge those who are present. We're enormously excited about the range of members that are here. Let me quickly reaffirm the importance of Pakistan to the United States, not only because of the dynamic, energetic community all over the nation, but the very fact that Pakistan is in a region that is crucial, not just to that region, but to terrorism.
स्पीकर
We
नैन्सी
know
पेलोसी
that
कैपिटल
much
हिल
of
वॉशिंगटन में
Pakistan's
तकरीब से
treasure
खिताब
was
कर रही
also
थी।
lost. I spent many a time going to Afghanistan and Iraq during the early 2000s, and I know in particular in visiting Pakistan on the frontier region how involved this country was. I am grateful to the newly elected Prime Minister of his commitment to diplomacy and peace and engagement in the region, as evidenced by conversations yesterday with the administration. But I believe it is important that we continue to educate the American people and the Congress about the excitement of this country. With 60% of its population as young people, what an opportunity for America to establish friendship, exchange, diplomacy. I think that is vital for us.
पाकिस्तान और अमेरिका के ताल्लुकात इंतहाई अहम हैं। अमेरिका में बहुत से पाकिस्तानी मुख्तलिफ शोबों में खिदमात सर अंजाम दे रहे हैं। 60% से जायद की नौजवान आबादी पर मुश्तमिल मुल्क के साथ पाकिस्तान के साथ ताल्लुकात का बढ़ाना इंतहाई अहम है।
And to be able to work on questions of dealing with solving some problems that we have, of dealing with monetary issues, but I think turning the corner and working together on education, on the idea of renewables and energy, of health care, of exchanges among our students, and certainly the question of the rule of law and human rights. I would like my colleagues in the Pakistan caucus to be front and center in the United States Senate and here to be able to work through difficulties without letting them be a hindrance of friendship. That is why we're delighted to welcome Imran Khan, His Excellency, in the inaugural visit to the United States Congress of his administration. So, Madam Speaker, allow me to allow one or two others to be able to comment, and we will have His Excellency up very quickly. I would like to allow the co-chair of the Pakistan caucus to give a brief welcome, Mr. Banks, to our Prime Minister.
Thank you. Welcome to each and every one of you. This is a bipartisan effort, and that's why I'm so proud to co-chair this caucus with my great friend, Sheila Jackson Lee. Speaker Pelosi, it's great to see you. In the back of the room is our Republican leader, Kevin McCarthy, who is here with us as well.
Tell him to come on up.
Kevin, Sheila insists that you come up and join us. Prime Minister, it is an honor to have your presence with us here on Capitol Hill. In the leading up to this, I met with your Minister Zulfiqar and my friend Tahir, who is right behind us as well, in planning this event. I joined this caucus because of the incredible
कांग्रेस के रुकन शीला जैक्सन इससे पहले गुफ्तगू कर रही थी। उनका कहना था कि जनूबी एशिया में क़याम अमन के लिए खिदमात पर वज़ीर आज़म इमरान खान की खिदमात को सल्यूट पेश करती हैं और कैपिटल हिल में आमद पर उनको खुशामदीद कहते हैं।
constituents, and that's why we're very proud to host you. In closing, our American relationship with Pakistan been as important as it is today. As a veteran of the war in Afghanistan myself, I appreciate your commitment to resolving the situation there, to bringing stability to the region, and we join you in that matter. I hope that your meeting with President Trump was valuable and constructive yesterday, and I hope that our conversations here this evening are equally valuable as well. So thank you once again. It's an honor to have all of you.
Co-chair Swazi, would you come forward, please?
Thank you. Thank you. Shukriya. Assalamu alaikum. Khosh Ahmed. I want to welcome everyone here. Mr. Prime Minister, we want to welcome you. Thank you so much for being here. It is a great honor for us to host you here. It means a great deal to us. And I want to echo something the Madam Speaker said, which is that Pakistani Americans have made such a difference, not only in my district, but throughout this country. If you look at the Pakistani Americans, I'm a first-generation American myself, and I look at the Pakistani Americans, they're some of the most well-educated, most successful, all the United States that they've accomplished in a very brief period of time. And I want you to know that we're all committed to resolve any issues that forward. We know how much the people of Pakistan have suffered during this war on terror, with tens of thousands of people that have died in that effort. And we have to work together to try and resolve the issues of the western border. We know that we have problems in our own border in America, on the southern border. We have a hard time controlling our border, but we know that you have a very difficult time controlling your border based upon the
वज़ीर आज़म इमरान खान को कैपिटल हिल आमद पर खुश आमदीद कहते हैं। मुख्तलिफ अरकान कांग्रेस यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं। इससे पहले कांग्रेस की रुकन शीला जैक्सन ली, सेंट्रल बैंक्स, जबकि स्पीकर नैंसी पेलोसी ने खिताब किया।
Thank you very much. Congratulations again, Mubarak, and thank you so much for coming. Shukriya.
Let me